Cinema Classics is brought to you by the Gateway Film Center at 1550 North High Street, Columbus, Ohio. Further details and showtimes online at gatewayfilmcenter.com.
The award-winning Cinema Classics is produced by John DeSando and Johnny DiLoretto. Listen to the shows online at WCBE.org. I'm John DeSando.
And I'm Johnny DiLoretto. And this is Cinema Classics. We are at the Gateway Film Center as usual, and it's that time of year, John, when about 16 different Liam Neeson movies.
Here's what he said.
Yeah.
I am attracted to characters who are loners, who operate by themselves. There's something mysterious, manly, and stoic about them. Tell me that isn't Liam Neeson.
Well, he's attracted to the paychecks that those characters bring him.
Did you know that when Taken, he started like the first one 5 million, next one 10. Now he's
I'm surprised
20 million. Can you believe that?
I'm surprised he made 5 million for the first one.
Yeah, well,
like he's not exactly a box office draw.
I look at Schindler's List. He could live forever.
Yeah.
On that film,
He has been doing that. His greatest work. I mean, let's start there.
I know.
Schindler's List. I forget who was originally considered for that role. It was not Liam Neeson.
Okay.
And when I heard that Liam Neeson was cast, that was kind of a weird thing. He wasn't necessarily the guy you thought of in that part. He didn't seem to have that.
Spielberg saw him playing a Nazi in another film.
Right.
I love how they do this. You know, how they just zero in on somebody and say, that guy's got it. I mean, this is like casting people. That's my biggest heroes.
In hindsight, it's beautiful casting. He is so big and strong looking, and the whole movie is about piercing through that armor.
Sure.
And you know what I mean? And
and
he is vulnerable. That's the thing, and that's what makes him such a great action hero.
Well, listen, you know what else? It's his broken nose, which he got as a boxer, as a young kid.
Yeah.
And he kept it, and I think that's a signature nose.
Oh, for
Without it, he wouldn't be, as you say, vulnerable. Now, he's 6'4", but he's lean.
Yeah.
Now, in this current movie, he Run All Night.
Yeah.
Joel Kinnaman is in there, who is also a tall guy.
Yeah.
So you don't get the sense of how he over everybody. But I think that works for him in this case because he's again playing a repenitent assassin.
Okay.
You know, which I think is one of his popular motifs. Or
sure. Well, it has become that.
I know.
I mean, his career. He's had a very varied career. I can remember first becoming aware of Liam Neeson or seeing him in a Dirty Harry movie called The Deadpool. It was the fifth Dirty Harry movie. He played a music video director, and Jim Carrey played the rock star that was in the music video. And it was this, whole sort of LA movie making subplot that figured in that movie. But he didn't seem like watching that. I remember seeing him, and I remember like, who is this guy? He was kind of like got your attention because he does have that unique look. However, I can also remember, I was a young kid, by the way, but I can also remember thinking he's annoying, and I never wanted to see him in anything again.
Well, but he's been in 3 movies that were nominated for Oscars and 1 that won.
Okay.
Schindler's.
Right.
Gangs of New York.
Well, he has a cameo in that movie.
Well, all right, and Mission.
Oh, yeah.
He was in the
He's
Mission.
Also a small part.
I know that.
Gee,
what does that tell you?
That tells you that he made some really interesting, good choices at the outset to, build his career on. The thing that really turned his career around was this movie in, I want to say, what year was it?
Which one are you looking at?
Darkman, 1990.
Yeah.
Sam Raimi directed this movie.
Right.
It was right after Batman had come out, Michael Keaton. Batman, and there was this sort of sudden interest, not like there is today, but a sudden interest in comic book movies. Darkman is a completely original superhero movie. It's not based on a comic, but it does feel like a comic book. And Liam Neeson plays this guy, this scientist who burns himself up in a terrible accident and then can create like a mask that disintegrates. I don't know, it's weird, but it's really good. It's a really good, fun movie.
Well, he's the kind of actor that could play in almost any. For instance, he was being considered for one of the James Bond roles.
Yeah,
if you look at that, then he plays Dr. Kinsey.
See, isn't that interesting? Well, that was weird.
Isn't that weird?
So, he is an actor's actor, and yet, in this movie star in a movie star body. He's like a better looking Gene Hackman with an Irish accent.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't even know what
I
that
just don't
means.
even. I don't either. I mean, I don't see any comparison. But
You don't see any comparison
no, I
between him and Gene
don't.
Hackman?
No, they're both tall.
I said he's better looking.
Oh, he is for sure. So then tell me, excuse me, what is the reason that you're putting these
I
two
don't know.
together?
You're right. That's stupid.
Now, he does play.
What I meant to say was like a character actor.
Yeah, okay, got
with
it.
movie star look.
So that means he
But
can
not like-
he can play like the Irish hero Michael Collins. All right?
Or
Then-
Rob Roy.
Rob Roy, good one. Yeah, that's 1995. So he's got several of these things going. And then he can be in Love Actually, I think he was, even though I
Yeah.
can't remember what he was doing in this.
Yeah.
The only problem with him, as far as I can see, is when he smiles. And he's done it in a couple of the movies I've seen lately. He moves up to that point where things work out okay. Up until that point, it's completely.
Well, what don't you like
mayhem.
about his smile?
He's got a dumb smile because he's so serious as an actor. He's so heavy duty.
Yeah.
When he puts on and he has a very small mouth.
Yeah.
And when he does,
This is
I
interesting.
sit back and laugh.
This is interesting, man.
It's a $20 million
Which is how he manages to stay so lean. He has a small mouth. He can't fit a lot in there. So like his,
a few years ago, 3 years ago, he was in a film that scared the heck out of me. It wasn't even a horror film called The Gray.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Right, where he's a young man whose hair suddenly starts to turn silver.
No, I guess that's Edgar Allan Poe. What I'm talking about is
No, The Gray, the wolves.
About the wolves, right?
I like
yeah.
that movie.
These
That's
wolves
a
are
fun movie.
gigantic, and he's leading this
Yeah.
scruffy group up in Alaska.
I like these movies that he's making. These movies like Nonstop and The Gray and Taken and Run All Night and what's the other one he just did? The other Walk Among the Tombstones.
Right, which I hear is
these
really good.
These small films, they're cheaply budgeted. They're the new B movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't get a lot of these.
Yeah.
Usually Hollywood front loads everything with a huge budget, and it either pays off or doesn't. These movies aren't independent films by any stretch of the imagination. They're genre movies.
Yep.
But he lends gravitas to them and makes B movie going fun again.
Yeah, and that's why I think this one that's out recently, which has really sparked our interest in talking about him, Run All Night, is a particularly good one. I'll tell you, you might be interested to know, it's a low-rent Godfather.
Oh, is it?
Okay? And
Okay.
so I don't know who he's playing in it, but if you could make the comparison. But the idea
That sounds
of
like my
family,
comparison to Gene Hackman.
no, this one is good. This is like you got family, you got father-son, and you
Okay.
got on both sides. Plus you have Ed Harris reprising his role from Snowpiercer.
Oh, yeah.
He himself is slipping into not $20 million roles,
Right.
but he's slipping in, and he's got.
Sure.
I love his persona. But anyway, so you have things going on. I think you're accurate. B movies, a solid B movie. You can't go wrong going to it. You're going to say to yourself, why is he worth $20 million for this role?
Yeah.
But he carries it off, and it's a great diversion at the worst time of year for putting out movies.
That's right.
But hey, that's what's happening, isn't it?
Yeah.
These people you could be making
$20,000 a movie.
Cinema classics could be out there for at least $10-15.
All right. Yeah, Liam Neeson. Let's look. I'm sure we have to go because there's another Liam Neeson movie coming out.